Welcome to Netherlight Nexus. Today, we're diving into the top 10 hardest boss battles up to 2025. These bosses pushed players to their limits, tested patience, and sometimes even forced a controller or two to meet an unfortunate fate. From brutal attack patterns to unforgiving second phases, these battles are the ultimate trials for gamers who crave a challenge. Think you can handle them? Let's find out. At number 10. Nameless Puppet, Lies of P. The final boss of Lies of P, Nameless Puppet, is a brutal test of everything you've learned in the game. Unlike previous fights, his attacks come relentlessly, giving players barely any breathing room. Phase 1 sees him using fast sword combos, forcing players to master perfect parrying. Phase 2 transforms him into a savage force, with unpredictable movements, huge AoE slashes, and devastating follow-ups. This fight isn't just about mechanics, it's about endurance, precision, and keeping your cool under constant pressure. If you don't, you'll be seeing the lie or die screen a lot. Strategy to win. Master the perfect guard. Most of his attacks are parryable, and successful parries will stagger him. Manage stamina. Running out of stamina at the wrong time means instant death. Watch for AoE cues. His second phase slashes have visual indicators before they land. At number 9, Orphan of Kos, Bloodborne. This grotesque, screeching nightmare from Bloodborne's The Old Hunters DLC is as fast as it is relentless, chaining unpredictable attacks and never giving players a moment to breathe. Phase 2 dials everything up, making it one of From Software's most brutal challenges. Why it's so hard? Erratic attack patterns. He has nearly no recovery time between attacks. Massive damage output. Even max-level hunters can be two-shot. Unpredictable Phase 2, new aerial attacks and increased aggression. Strategy to win. Stay close. Surprisingly, being aggressive can help prevent some of his worst moves. Use the burial blade, it has long reach and stagger potential. Parry with firearms. A well-timed pistol shot can stagger him and set up visceral attacks. At number 8, Sigrun, God of War. The Valkyrie Queen Sigrun is easily the most brutal challenge in God of War, 2018. Unlike the other Valkyries, she combines all their abilities into one, making her moveset insanely difficult to read. What makes her unfair? Unpredictable attacks. Each move comes from a different Valkyrie. No healing windows. There is almost no time to heal. Massive AoE damage. She can hit you from off-screen. Strategy to win. Dodge, don't block. Many of her moves break Kratos' guard. Upgrade runic attacks. They can interrupt some of her moves. Use Atreus. His arrows can stun her momentarily. At number 7, Absolute Radiance, Hollow Knight, Godmaster. The Godmaster expansion took the already difficult Hollow Knight and cranked the challenge up to a ridiculous level with Absolute Radiance. This final form of the Radiance is an ultra-fast, bullet hell nightmare. With teleporting attacks, laser barrages, and near-instant kill mechanics, this fight is a test of reflexes, pattern recognition, and pure determination. It's not just a fight, it's a battle of endurance. Why it's so hard? Constant teleportation. She barely stays in one place. Bullet hell mechanics. The entire screen becomes an obstacle. Multiple phases. She just gets stronger as the fight continues. Strategy to win. Memorize attack patterns. Each attack has a tell. Use Shade Cloak. Invincibility frames are key. Quick Slash and Unbreakable Strength Charms. Increased damage output. At number 6, Erlang, the Sacred Divinity, Black Myth, Wukong. Black Myth, Wukong took 2024 by storm, and one of its most fearsome bosses left players in awe and agony. Erlang, the Sacred Divinity. Erlang, the Sacred Divinity. A master of celestial combat, Erlang wields a divine spear and commands godlike powers that make him one of the most challenging bosses in Black Myth, Wukong. His ability to seamlessly blend lightning-fast attacks, counters, and area-wide divine strikes forces players to react instantly. Just when you think you have an opening, he summons illusions of himself to overwhelm you. Surviving his multi-phase fight demands flawless dodging, countering, and an understanding of his deceptive attack patterns. At number 5, Isshin, the Sword Saint, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. Even years later, Isshin, the Sword Saint remains one of the hardest bosses ever created. His aggressive swordplay, insane combos, and elemental attacks push even the best players to their limit. 3 brutal phases, each faster and deadlier than the last, mean you need perfect parries, insane reaction time, and top-tier patience. This fight is the true test of skill in Sekiro. Key challenges. 3 phases, each harder than the last. Lightning attacks require perfect counters. No cheap tactics, you must fight him head-on. Strategy to win. Perfect deflects essential for survival. Makiri counter stops his deadly thrusts. Use firecrackers, briefly stuns him. At number 4 for Vergil, Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition. Vergil isn't just a boss fight, he's a rival battle at its peak. In Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition, Vergil mirrors the player's speed, skill, and aggression, making the fight a true duel. His judgment cut end attack punishes even a fraction of a second's hesitation, and in his final phase, he combines all his devastating techniques at once. If you don't master every tool in your arsenal, you're done. Strategy to win. Use trickster style, increases mobility. Master just frames, Vergil punishes missed inputs. Bait judgment cut end, a predictable moment to strike. At number 3, Yozora, Kingdom Hearts 3, Remind. Kingdom Hearts may not be known for its difficulty, but Yozora changes that. His fight in the Remind DLC is an absolute gauntlet of punishing mechanics. He can steal your items, use time-stopping abilities, and unleash some of the fastest attack chains in the series. Every move must be timed perfectly, or you'll be punished instantly. Few players walk away from this fight without countless retries. Strategy to win. Dodge his steal ability, he can steal your potions. Time blocks perfectly, no room for error. Use counter shield, it's a lifesaver. At number 2, Ornstein Smough, Dark Souls. This iconic duo from Dark Souls is the ultimate tag team nightmare. One is fast and relentless, the other is slow but hits like a truck. Separating them is nearly impossible, meaning you have to constantly balance offense and defense while dodging Smough's devastating hammer slams and Ornstein's lightning-fast spear attacks. And just when you think you've won, whoever's left absorbs the other's power and becomes even deadlier. Classic Dark Souls cruelty. Strategy to win. Focus Ornstein first, makes phase 2 easier. Use pillars for cover, Smough's hammer gets stuck. Summon Solaire, a helpful distraction. At number 1, Consort Radahn, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree. You knew it had to be Elden Ring's DLC boss at the top. Consort Radahn is From Software at its absolute cruelest. Right from the start, he lunges at you, giving you zero time to summon Spirit Ashes. His first phase is already devastating, with unpredictable attacks that demand perfect dodging, but then his second phase ramps things up beyond belief. He speeds up, introduces massive AoE attacks, and punishes even the smallest mistakes. The fight was so difficult that From Software had to nerf him months later, but those who conquered him in his original form wore that victory like a badge of honor. Strategy to win. Memorize his openers, avoid instant death. Use torrent wisely, mobility is key. Summon NPCs, they provide crucial moments of reprieve. And that wraps up our top 10 hardest boss battles. Did any of these bosses make you rage quit? Which one do you think was the most unfair? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more gaming content here on Netherlight Nexus. Until next time, keep fighting the good fight, gamers.